While he might not be the most famous bald man, he's by far the richest. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos took his crazy idea to sell books on the internet and turned it into one of the most successful companies ever. And he managed to make himself crazy rich in the process. Here are the most interesting facts about Jeff Bezos and his extreme wealth. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos like these. Number 22. Bezos would still be the second richest person after paying wealth tax. Even if a moderate wealth tax had been implemented in America almost 40 years ago, Bezos would still be the second richest person in the world. At the end of 2018, Bezos was worth $160 billion. If the US had introduced a moderate wealth tax in 1982, when the first Forbes 400 data on American billionaires was published, his net worth would now be about half that, or $86.8 billion, according to a recent study published in Brookings Papers on Economic Activity. But even with a mere $86.8 billion fortune, Bezos would still be one of the richest people in the world, outranked only by French businessman Bernard Arnault. A wealth tax has been a hot topic among the 2020 Democratic presidential candidates, with both Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren calling for increased taxes on the super rich. Number 21. The Amazon CEO has a net worth greater than many of the world's superior powers. He is about 48% richer than the British monarchy. The British royal family was worth an estimated $88 billion in 2017, according to Forbes. Bezos is worth almost the equivalent of the entire gross domestic product of Ukraine. Ukraine's GDP is about $130 billion, according to the World Bank. Bezos' net worth is greater than the GDP of Iceland, Luxembourg, and Zimbabwe combined. Iceland's GDP is $25.8 billion, Luxembourg's is $70 billion, and Zimbabwe's is about $31 billion, for a total of about $127 billion. Number 20. With his $130 billion, Bezos has a net worth equivalent to about 28% of the top 100 U.S. college endowments. The three richest colleges in the U.S. in 2018 based on the size of their endowments were Harvard University with $38.3 billion, the University of Texas System with $30.9 billion, and Yale University with $29.4 billion. Bezos' fortune is greater than those of the three universities' endowments combined, with more than $31 billion to spare. According to the Social Security Administration, the average American man with a bachelor's degree will earn about $2.2 million in his lifetime. Bezos makes that in just under 15 minutes. Number 19. Bezos is worth $130 billion. Despite being paid an annual salary of just $81,840, which is less than what most U.S. representatives take home, Bezos still has a staggering net worth. Of course, a large portion of Bezos' wealth is tied to Amazon stock, not his salary. Bezos makes $2,489 per second, more than twice what the median U.S. worker makes in 1 week. That's $149,353 per minute. In 2018, Business Insider calculated how much Bezos actually makes a year based on the change in his net worth year over year and found it to be closer to $8.9 million. Of course, Bezos actually lost $10 billion in 2019, but that was largely due to his divorce. Number 18. He gets at least 8 hours of sleep. Unlike CEOs who work late nights to make their companies successful, Jeff makes no such compromise and always tries to get at least 8 hours of sleep. He also needs no alarm clock to wake up early in the morning. Number 17. He is a fierce competitor. The Amazon CEO isn't afraid of taking risks when it comes to taking out competition. He put up groundbreaking discounts in order to compete with Quidsy, an e-commerce platform, and later on, that company was acquired as their profits fell. Number 16. He's the owner of the Washington Post. Aside from Amazon and several other ventures, Jeff is also the owner of the Washington Post. He acquired the publisher in 2013 in a $250 million deal. Number 15. He has donated $45 million to various philanthropic projects. Bezos Expeditions has donated around $20 million in various education projects, including the research of neural circuit dynamics at Princeton University and a Center for Innovation in Seattle. He has also donated $25 million for research to combat cancer at Fred Hutchinson's Cancer Research Center. Number 14. He has banned PowerPoint presentations in his office. In order to encourage critical thinking, Jeff has banned PowerPoint in his office. His staff has to submit 6-page proposals instead. If you are interested in getting a job at Amazon, work on your writing skills. Number 13. Jeff has a 2-pizza rule for meetings. If you notice that an average meeting has more members than it should have, then you aren't the only one. Jeff believes that meetings should have smaller groups, and he has a rule for it. Basically, if 2 pizzas aren't enough to feed the members of the meeting, then it is too big. There should be fewer members so that even the shy person in the room can have their input in the discussion. Number 12. He's a huge fan of Star Trek. The Amazon CEO is a huge fan of Star Trek, and he even said that Alexa, the company-built AI virtual assistant, was inspired from the movie. He also considered renaming Amazon to makeitso.com after Next Generation's Captain Picard's catchphrase. Number 11. His current home was previously a museum. You aren't a billionaire if you don't have a huge mansion. Jeff's current home in Medina, Washington, was previously a textile museum and is now worth over $25 million. Number 10. He has appeared in 50 Great Leaders of the World for 3 straight years. Jeff Bezos has appeared consistently in Fortune's 50 Great Leaders of the World list for 3 years in a row. He was also listed as Business Person of the Year in 2012 by the same magazine. Number 9. Amazon customers can email him directly in case of a problem. While most CEOs leave customer queries to their staff, Jeff is so much concerned about customer satisfaction that he lets them email him directly if there's a problem. He simply forwards the email to the relevant person with a question mark, and then they have to explain why the problem was there in the first place. Number 8. He was also fond of farming. The founder of the entrepreneurial success Amazon used to spend the summers of his childhood on his grandfather's cattle farm. He used to take part in the regular activities being carried out of the ranch. This included cleaning, plumbing, repairing windmills, and even vaccinating and castrating cattle. Number 7. 2012 was the most profitable year for Jeff. What was so special about it? Amazon was able to sell around 306 items globally with each passing second, giving a total sale of an astonishing 26.5 million products. Number 6. Jeff Bezos is the greatest living CEO. This was declared by the Harvard Business Review. Recently, the list of 100 best performing CEOs has been featured in the Harvard Business Review. He was able to exceed expectations by increasing his shareholders' return on investment by a margin that most would have felt was unrealistic. Jeff was able to achieve a whopping 124 times return on shareholder investment. Number 5. The Blue Origin. Jeff Bezos' love for science has evolved over the years. His interest in space travel is the reason behind the formation of his new venture, Blue Origin, which deals with human spaceflight. The venture is still in its initial testing stage. Jeff Bezos has been working on this project since 2000 and 2001, but it was only in 2006 that this venture became publicly known. With Blue Origin, Jeff aims to make an ordinary man travel into space safely and also at a low cost. Number 4. So how long did it take Jeff Bezos to come up with such a brilliant business idea? Surprisingly, Jeff wrote down the business plan for Amazon.com during his trip from the state of New York to the city of Seattle. During the drive from New York to Seattle, Jeff penned down the business plan. So New York to Seattle, that's all it took Jeff Bezos to come up with Amazon.com. Number 3. As a child, Jeff Bezos had a craze for science. He set up a science laboratory in his parents' garage where he used to come up with new science projects. One of his early science inventions was an electric alarm. What did he need an electric alarm for? Well, apparently Jeff used the electric alarm to keep Christina Bezos and Mark Bezos, his half-siblings, out of his room. In short, the electric alarm worked as a security system for Jeff. Number 2. Jeff is an adopted child. When Jeff Bezos was born, his mother was only a teenager, and her marriage to Jeff's father lasted for less than a year. Miguel Bezos, Jeff's stepfather, married his mother when Jeff was only 5 years old. Miguel adopted Jeff when he got married to his mother and hence became the legal father of Jeff Bezos. Number 1. Jeff shares the same birthdays as other famous people. Jeffrey Preston Bezos, the founder of one of the most successful e-commerce websites, Amazon.com, was born on Sunday, January 12, 1964. He shares the same birthday as other famous personalities, namely actress Kirstie Alley, from the famous Look Who's Talking movie, actor Nathan Gamble, Toy Story director John Lasseter, Hangover actress Rachel Harris, and the famous musician Rob Zombie. Bezos lost more money in 2019 than almost any other billionaire in the world, but he's still the richest of them all. The Amazon CEO's net worth took a hit of more than $10 billion in 2019, but he's still on top. Under his leadership, Amazon currently dominates the cloud market and is also one of the world's most successful online retailers. Have you ever met Jeff Bezos? Do you aspire to be like him? Let us know in the comments below.